Were you told you were shy? Do you identify as shy? Do you hate that word now? Do you just wish you could get over it and get on with your life? Welcome to Shining Beyond Shy, empowering you to create a greater life than you ever thought was possible. With your Shining Beyond Shy host, Fiona Cups. Hi, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Shining Beyond Shy with your host, Fiona Cups. And this week's episode I'm calling The Energy of a Smile. And so, of course, I start off by laughing. And just to explain, if you're watching me on YouTube, you'll see that I have a strange face. If you're listening to me, you might hear my strange voice. So it's now a month minus a day since I had some really intense dental surgery. And so, yeah, my face is funny, my my voice is funny. And if you want to know more about it, then I suggest you listen to the last two episodes where I talk more in detail about, well, one of them I called Vulnerability and is about my journey actually daring to appear online in this space. And then the other one is Beyond Avoiding and Defending, where I talk about how this tool led to me even having the dental surgery, which opened up masses in my life. For now, I'll just continue with our theme of the energy of a smile. And I'll just say something about this background here. So I'm in a new apartment, and it's funny, they have kind of red pink curtains, and the first places I tried to do this video, it was like everything was pink. I mean, really pink. Now it's just a little bit pink. Anyway, I hope that you can see me okay, hear me okay. How does it get better than this? So I'm calling this episode The Energy of a Smile. I was like, oh, I'm doing the energy of a smile already. So yeah, if you're on video, you can see that my face looks different. You can't see my teeth. I don't have any teeth at the moment. And what I'm noticing, so I'm in a country where I don't speak the language, and a lot of people can speak English, but some people can't. So it's not a given that everybody speaks English. And so I've been living my life, going to shops, paying for things, talking to people, meeting people on the street. People often think I'm Croatian, so they'll often ask me for directions. And what I'm noticing is that there are two types of people. So there are the people who, and this is, I would say most people I'm encountering are like this with me. They catch my energy. They catch what I'm calling the energy of a smile. And it's like, if I smile, I look a bit odd at the moment. And, but somehow people don't worry about that. It's like they catch the energy of me smiling and they smile back. And if you remember, I say if you remember, yesterday I was in a pharmacy getting some antibiotics because tomorrow I have the next stage of my treatment, which is how comes I knew exactly how long it was. I had the first stage on the 15th of June. Tomorrow I have the next stage, 15th of July. How does it get better than that? So yesterday I was in a pharmacy and yeah, everybody apart from me was wearing masks. So if you remember, if you're lucky enough to be in a place where you don't need to wear masks anymore, it was really easy to see if someone was smiling or not, even beneath their mask. It's like we think that the smile is a function of the lips. No, you could always see if someone was smiling through their eyes. And my sense is that it's way beyond the eyes. It's like there's an energy that we be that is like inviting, that is kind of like lighthearted, that is fun. And a load of people are picking that up on that with me. And then I've had these occasional circumstances where people have been, actually there's one circumstance where people were quite hostile. I mean, I think they would have been hostile even if I wasn't in the situation I was in, but they were kind of staring and wondering what was going on with me. And I've had that staring a few times, but not that much. And a friend of mine said to me, oh, you know what, when you're on Zoom with me, I'm aware that you're not judging you around what's going on. And so I don't even notice. And another way of putting that is that she's responding to me, the being, rather than me, the physicality of how I'm showing up in this moment. And my sense is that that is how we actually really operate, and we've learned to operate in different ways. So what do I mean by that? That really we are much happier, or we're much more being us when we're responding to another person's being. And I'm going to bring this back to shyness. It's like some of these episodes are just what's up for me at the moment. But a lot of them do have relevance for everybody, but I'm going to pull out what's relevant for shy people. So often for shy people, we don't get some of the ways that we're supposed to behave in this reality. So one of the ways we're supposed to behave is like we assess people based on how they look. And maybe that's never made sense to you. Maybe you're somebody who responds to the energy of how someone's being. And it's interesting because the other day I went into a restaurant, it turned out, and sat down and ordered a coffee. And this guy was so rude to me. He was like, no, we're a restaurant. If you want to go to a coffee house, then there's a coffee house over there. And he was really dismissive about the coffee house. And I actually was quite rude back. And what I realized was that in this reality, what he said to me could be polite. It was just his energy was not polite. I actually was not polite back, but the words that I said weren't polite. I'm afraid, I'm sorry to admit this. And so in this reality, he's right and I'm wrong because I used bad language. In the language of energy, he was really, really rude. Energetically, he was really horrible. All I did was match him and give him what he gave me. I also gave him the words. And he didn't like it that I gave him the words. But what he actually liked was that he felt right. He felt right that he had supposedly being polite and that he'd pushed me to be rude. The actual energy that was going on was that he was really rude and I matched him because I wasn't willing to put up with somebody being that rude to me. So, and how many times have you had that in this reality, that energetically the person is kind of rude, but there's nothing they do according to the formulae of this reality that's actually rude? But somehow you just know that their energy is not friendly, it's not fun energy to be around. And yet you can't pinpoint it because according to this reality, they've done everything right. So let's do this. Everywhere you've made yourself wrong for not getting how this reality works in those circumstances, will you destroy and uncreate that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 short boys, perverts and beyonds. Are you somebody who actually functions much more from the energy than from the literalness, if that's a word? I won't say literality, literalness, you know what I mean? It's like, do you function more from energy than you do from logic and words and formulae? So again, everything that brings up, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. And how much have you made yourself wrong? Maybe you've also got into those situations like I have, where you feel that someone's pushed you to be rude and you feel bad afterwards. And do you know what was interesting? I didn't feel bad afterwards. I was just like, you know what? I just gave you what you gave me and I don't care. I mean, what's he going to do? And I could see him talking to the other guests and the other guests were like, oh. And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't care. I don't care what you think about me. And I went to the cafe and I gave them a bad review. But back to our thing, the energy of a smile is like, I'm so grateful that I've made this choice to honor my body. And I talked about this in another of the episodes. It's like I could have had dentures really quickly. And what I realized was that if I was sort of shoving plastic into my mouth, it wasn't what my body wanted 4 weeks ago. It wasn't what my body wanted 2 weeks ago, actually. And now I'm like, oh, okay, I'm ready for the next stage, which is partly dentures and partly some temporary fixed teeth. How does it get better than that? And I'm ready for that now. It's like my energy levels are higher. I'm ready to participate in life. And it's like I was saying, I'm happy to be on the beach as I am now. I'm not sure that I would go out to a salsa dancing class like I am now. Also, who knows? I mean, I'm on this podcast doing this. You know, what else is possible? What else is possible? And it's put me in this place of just realizing that it's like now I actually want to live my life. I actually want to start living and engaging with people again. And I'm not willing to wait until I have the perfect teeth at the end of my process. It's like, no, I have the energy, I have the desire. What if I can be out there now? What if I'm willing to let go of so much judgment of me that I'm just like, yeah, here I am. Here I am. Take it or leave it. And this is how I've been in this podcast. Hey, here I am. And I've received a lot of comments just thanking me for just choosing to show up like this as I am with the energy of my smile. So what else do I want to say? Yeah, what if our time is coming? So if you identify with this, if you're somebody who is like, yeah, sure, Fiona, when I listen to you, when I see you, it's like, I don't hear your weird voice. I don't see your weird face. Actually, I respond to the energy you're being. If you respond to the energy of the smile, if you're someone who hasn't got it, this kind of literal, logical way of being, if you've always felt a bit confused, oh, that didn't quite make sense. Why didn't it make sense? Because it didn't make sense to you energetically. What if you're not wrong for that? And what if we're now coming into a time on our planet? And I know my body's going to move when I say this because I'm saying the truth. So what if we're now coming into a time on our planet where the energetic is being recognized way, way more? Not by everybody, but what if it's time for us to let go of judging us for functioning in this different way? What if now is the time and space where it's not only acceptable to function like this, but this is what will create the most? What if we're coming into a time on our planet where the energies are, the energies have changed so much that being us, being the energy that we be, will actually create what we desire in life. Even if it hasn't appeared to work until now, what if it can start to work now, my body like that? So I leave you with that. And I hope this episode has been a contribution to you. And if you have liked it, please share it with your friends. Please share it with other shy people that you know. What if every shy person on the planet had these resources? I mean, I'm just, the emails and the messages that I get from people who use these tools, been in my classes, change stuff, it's like these tools can give shy people their lives back. And so if you do know people who are shy, please, please, please share this with them. And if you like this podcast, please leave a review. It really helps. Please like it. That's the end of my publicity. And I will see you again next time. Bye for now.
Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I'm so grateful for you. It would be great if you could subscribe, great if you could leave a review wherever you're listening. And if you'd like some quick, simple tips to overcome shyness wherever you are, please go to my website, fionacuts.com, where you can download my free product, 5 Steps to Overcoming Shyness Wherever You Are. Thank you again, and see you next time.